Hi, this is Dr. Mary Pentel at Southside Dermatology and Laser Cosmetic Center, and today we're going to talk about PDO threads. PDO threads are really popular right now, and sometimes when you talk about threads, there's different type of threads. There are certain threads that are non-absorbable. That's the one that goes into your skin and it doesn't absorb. So some of those are more of the older contour threads where it kind of like it's not as in favor because of some problems with it. Then you have the other threads, like your Insta-Lift and other threads where they're not PDO as much, but they are absorbable. So PDO threads are absorbable threads. They're made of what we call suture materials. So that's why when you put it in your skin, it usually takes around 3 to 9 months to dissolve. Now, some threads last longer because of the way it's built. So threads are different. However, I just want to show you why we use threads and what we're looking for. Okay, so you have a lot of laser, you have a lot of fillers there, but threads are great for that instant lift, that natural filling. Okay, Lauren, of course, here doesn't need threads, but I needed her face to show you where we put the threads. So when you think about PDO threads, think about two things. One is your lifting threads, where it goes more in the subcutaneous layer, and we use like what we call barb threads or cog threads, where they have little, I guess, hooks in the threads, where we go underneath your skin, and when we put it in there, right, we hook it up and we lift your skin. Boy, she's not really a good candidate, but if she had saggy skin, you're lifting the skin. So deep down in subcutaneous to lift your skin. Then the other threads are what we call more superficial threads to help collagen building, more volumization, okay? That you put right underneath your skin, and that's when you see people do these cross threads like this, okay? That is to help build up collagen. Now the PDO, so the PDO threads, the lifting threads, is really dependent on where you put the vectors, what type of threads you're using, because not all threads are the same. So some threads are called molded threads, and that is stronger because you have these threads that are built in molded. Some of these threads, people make it and you have cuts in the threads. So if you have cuts in your threads, guess what? It's not as strong, it's weaker, so when you put it in your skin, it might break more. Okay, so some of my two favorite lines I think that has FDA clearance, okay, so you have to be careful too. Some of these threads are not FDA clear. I like the MiraQ threads, and I'm looking into threads called mint threads. Those are more FDA clear. They have stronger threads. They're molded threads. And then there's such a variety of different threads. You can have the bar threads, the cloud threads. Then for the superficial one, you have the smooth threads. So they don't have the little barbs in there to hook in anywhere because you want to stimulate collagen. So doing the PDO threads to lift, you get instant lift, and over time, you have built up of collagen along the vectors where you put the threads. So instant lift and building up collagen. So ladies and men, if you're there and you're like, I want this, I'm not ready for surgery, because you know surgery also is a great consult, okay? But some of the devices are more skin tightening. So I think if you want lifting, surgery, if you want more PDO threads, therapy also helps lift you too, and sometimes we combine things, okay? The other thing about threads is very important is where do you put these threads? We talk about vectors. Vectors are where do I move her skin to get the maximal lifting that I need, okay? So do I find something here and I move her thing back like this? Do I want to move her thing like here? And I always like to do right here to define your jawline, okay? Also, these lifting threads can also, I love it that you put it underneath here. So you put the threads here, in here, and then you lift up your eyebrows to get that lift, okay? So those are the lifting threads I want to use. And then sometimes you use the lifting for the neck. But if she has more fine lines and wrinkles, then we can also do those little more collagen smooth threads to help stimulate collagen too, all right? You can use that on your neck, your chest, you can use it on your stomach, you can use it in your arms, you can use it in your knees, lots of different areas where you can use these threads. So threads are used to instantly lift the foundation, the lifting threads, or the collagen stimulation threads, whatever you need. So really, really, threads, as with any fillers or laser, is an artist, meaning is it depends on what you're doing with them to really give you a maximized result. So we would love to consult you, see if threads are good for you. and see what I forgot to mention, okay? So I'm a big fan of the lifting threads. I'm not a big fan of the smooth threads as much, and the reason is just because in my practice, we do a lot of lasers. So I feel that lasers stimulate more of that collagen than putting a whole bunch of threads in there, because sometimes when you put threads in there, you do have bruising and all that stuff. So nothing against threads. So some people love those superficial threads. Just in my practice, I feel that lasers to me does better for those collagen stimulation, but PDO threads are great. So come in, let me check you, because remember, certain people are not good candidates for threads. So if you have too heavy or if you have too skin or thin, so you really need to pinch this subcutaneous tissue for me to get the thread in there in a safe plane for you and to hook you up. I forgot to talk about the side effects. Honestly, very few side effects. You may bruise, because as you go in there, some people bruise. So, stop your aspirin and all that stuff, take some arnica. Then sometimes threads, when you put it in there, you may have a little dimple, okay? That usually goes away. But if not, we can go in there and release it. Sometimes the threads work way out, no problem. You just go there and cut it, okay? Very rarely would the threads break and go from there. This is absorbable, so very, very few allergies and allergic reaction. Okay, so it's relatively safe threads. Just picking the right candidate, putting the right vectors in. Let's give you that natural lifting results with these PDO threads.